Hello and welcome. I want to start by asking you a simple question. How many times today have you tapped your phone or your card to pay for something? Perhaps it was a coffee on your way to work, a quick transit fare, or groceries. It is seamless, it is convenient, and unfortunately, it has become one of the most dangerous vulnerabilities in your financial life. We trust the technology in our pockets because we have been told it is safe. We believe that if our physical cards never leave our hands, our money is secure. I am here today to tell you that this is no longer the truth. In recent months, we have seen an explosion in contactless payment fraud, digital wallet theft, and wireless skimming. According to early 2026 reports from cybersecurity firms and consumer protection agencies, the criminals are no longer breaking into bank vaults. They are quietly slipping past our digital defenses while we are entirely unaware. Today, I am going to walk you through 12 wireless and tap-to-pay scams that are spreading rapidly across the globe. I am not sharing this to frighten you. I am sharing this because I care about your financial well-being, and I believe that awareness is the absolute best armor you can wear. We will look at real cases, recent news, and most importantly, exactly how you can protect yourself and your family. Scam 1. Ghost tapping in crowded spaces. Coming in at number 1 is a terrifyingly invisible crime known as ghost tapping. For years, we worried about pickpockets stealing our physical wallets. Today, the modern pickpocket doesn't need to touch you. They only need to get close. The Better Business Bureau recently issued a stark warning regarding this exact scam. Ghost tapping relies on near-field communication, or NFC, the exact same technology your tap-to-pay cards and mobile wallets use. Criminals are carrying concealed, illicit point-of-sale terminals, often hidden inside a backpack or a jacket. They walk through dense, crowded spaces, concerts, subway cars, or holiday markets, and simply brush past you. In that fraction of a second, the terminal in their bag communicates with the contactless card in your pocket or purse. The transaction processes just as if you had tapped it at a cash register. Because many tap-to-pay systems do not require a PIN for transactions under a certain limit, the criminal walks away with your money, and you feel absolutely nothing. The convenience of tap-to-pay is its biggest flaw. To protect yourself, you must create a physical barrier. Invest in an RFID blocking wallet or card sleeve. These are inexpensive, incredibly effective, and act as a Faraday cage, completely blocking the radio waves that make ghost tapping possible. Furthermore, turn on instant transaction notifications on your banking app. If a ghost tap occurs, you will feel your phone buzz instantly, allowing you to freeze the card immediately. Scam 2. The phony vendor overcharge. Our second scam preys on your trust and your generosity. This is the phony vendor overcharge, and it is devastatingly simple. Imagine you are walking down the street and someone approaches you selling chocolates for a local charity, or perhaps a vendor at a pop-up market selling inexpensive crafts. They inform you they only accept tap-to-pay. You agree to a $5 purchase. The vendor holds out their payment terminal, but they intentionally obscure the screen or rush you through the process. You tap your card. According to reports submitted to the BBB scam tracker, victims are losing massive amounts of money to this very tactic. In one heartbreaking instance, a scammer going door to door, claiming to support special needs, students charged an elderly woman $537 for a single transaction. Another victim lost $1,100. The scammer quickly moves from neighborhood to neighborhood, relying on the fact that tap-to-pay is so fast. Victims rarely stop to read the screen. Always physically verify the amount on the screen before your card or phone ever gets near the reader. Do not let anyone rush you. It is your money. Take the 2 seconds to read the digital display. If the vendor tries to hide the screen or claims the screen is broken, walk away immediately. Scam 3. The ghost-tapped Android malware ecosystem. Number 3 introduces us to the dark side of mobile applications. Cybersecurity researchers at Group IB recently uncovered a massive, sophisticated network of what they call ghost-tapped malware. This isn't just a single scammer. It is an organized global enterprise. Through deceptive text messages, known as smishing, or fake phone calls, criminals trick victims into downloading a seemingly harmless app onto their Android device. This app acts as an NFC reader. The criminal instructs the victim to hold their physical bank card against their own phone, perhaps claiming it is for a security verification. The moment the card touches the phone, the malware captures the card's data and relays it to a tapper app on the criminal's device halfway across the world. The criminal can then use their phone at a physical store to buy high-end electronics or luxury goods, making it look as though they have your card in their hand. Authorities have arrested individuals in Singapore and Tennessee executing exactly these types of relayed purchases. Never, under any circumstances, download applications from outside the official Google Play Store or Apple App Store. If a customer service representative from your bank calls and asks you to tap your card to your phone for verification, hang up. Banks do not operate this way. Your card is the key to your vault. Never tap it against an untrusted digital surface. Scam 4. NFC relay attacks, the Supercard X threat. At number 4, we have a scam that sounds like science fiction, but it is a very real nightmare for cybersecurity experts. It is called an NFC relay attack, heavily utilizing new mobile malware like Supercard X. This is how it works. You are sitting in a coffee shop with your contactless card in your pocket. A fraudster sits a few tables away with a hidden, high-powered NFC reader. The reader wakes up your card and captures its secure signal. But instead of just making a small charge right there, the fraudster's device instantly relays that live signal over the internet to an accomplice standing at an ATM or a high-end retail store miles away. The accomplice's device mimics your card perfectly. They withdraw cash or buy an expensive item. Your card never left your pocket, and yet, a legitimate, fully authenticated transaction just took place. Financial institutions are struggling to combat this because, to the banking system, the transaction looks entirely authentic. This is another instance where an RFID blocking wallet is no longer optional. It is a necessity. By keeping your contactless cards inside a shielded environment, you prevent the fraudster's equipment from ever waking the card up in the first place. Scam 5. Stolen credentials loaded into Apple and Google wallets. Scam number 5 has prompted international police warnings. Recently, the Singapore Police Force and the Monetary Authority of Singapore issued joint advisories regarding a massive spike in stolen credentials being loaded into scammers' mobile wallets. The criminals begin by stealing your credit card details through a traditional phishing website, perhaps a fake e-commerce store, or a fraudulent text message regarding a package delivery. Once they have your card numbers, they attempt to add your card to the Apple Pay or Google Pay wallet on their personal smartphone. To complete the setup, your bank sends a one-time password, OTP, to your phone. The scammer will then call or text you, pretending to be your bank's fraud department, claiming they need that code to stop a fraudulent charge. In a panic, you read them the code. You have just handed them the keys. They finalize the setup and can now walk into any store in the world and use their phone to drain your account via tap to pay. Your one-time password is sacred. No legitimate bank employee, police officer, or fraud department will ever call you and ask you to read a security code back to them over the phone. If someone asks for your OTP, it is a scam, period. Hang up the phone and call your bank directly using the number on the back of your debit or credit card. Scam 6. The physical device. Data. Theft number 6 is a brutal reminder of how much of our lives are stored in our hands. According to a recent 2025 report by the UBK fintech company, Nuke from Orbit, smartphone theft is surging, and the device itself is no longer the primary target. The target is your data. The report found that in 62% of smartphone theft cases, victims faced severe financial repercussions beyond the loss of the hardware. Thieves are utilizing shoulder surfing, watching you type in your phone's passcode on a bus or in a bar before they snatch the device from your hands. Once they have your unlocked phone and your passcode, they have everything. 1 in 4 victims experience digital wallet theft, and 1 in 5 suffer unauthorized access to their mobile banking apps. Because many of us reuse our phone's unlock PIN as our banking app PIN, the thieves completely empty checking and savings accounts before the victim even finds a way to call their provider. How to protect yourself. We must stop treating our phones like basic communication tools. They are mobile vaults. Stop using the same PIN for your lock screen and your financial apps. Ensure your banking apps require biometric authentication, like a fingerprint or facial recognition, to open. Most importantly, be incredibly aware of your surroundings when typing your passcode in public. Shield your screen just as you would at an ATM.
Scam 7. SIM card swapping and hijacking. Coming in at number 7 is one of the most devastating identity theft methods in existence today. SIM swapping. Your phone suddenly loses its cellular signal. You assume it is a network outage. It is not. A scammer has researched your life, finding your birthday, your address, and maybe the last 4 digits of your social security number from a previous data breach. They call your mobile carrier, impersonate you, and claim they lost their phone. They convince the customer service representative to transfer your phone number to a new SIM card that the scammer holds. The moment your phone goes dead, their phone lights up with your number. Suddenly, every 2-factor authentication text message, every password reset link, and every digital wallet verification code goes directly to the criminal. They reset your bank passwords and hijack your digital wallets, leaving you entirely locked out of your own financial life. Do not wait for this to happen. Call your mobile carrier today and request a port freeze or a SIM lock on your account. This requires the carrier to ask for a specific, unique PIN code that only you know before any changes can be made to your SIM card. It is a simple 5-minute phone call that could save your entire life savings. Scam 8. Fake QR code overlays. Scam number 8 weaponizes convenience. We see QR codes everywhere now, on restaurant tables for menus, on parking meters, and on charity donation bins. You point your phone, scan the code, and a payment page opens. But criminals are engaging in what cybersecurity experts call caching, QR phishing. They print out high-quality stickers featuring their own malicious QR codes and quietly stick them directly over the legitimate codes at parking meters or cafes. You scan the code, assuming you're paying the city for parking. The website looks identical to the official city portal. You enter your credit card information, or you authenticate a payment through Apple Pay. Your money and your payment details are instantly routed to a criminal syndicate. You won't realize you've been scammed until you receive a parking ticket on your windshield or notice fraudulent charges days later. Before you scan any QR code in a public space, run your fingernail over the edge of it. If it is a sticker placed on top of a sign or a meter, do not scan it. Whenever possible, pay through an official, downloaded app rather than a web browser prompted by a QR code, or simply ask a restaurant server for a physical credit card terminal. Scam 9. The public Wi-Fi honeypot. Number 9 is a silent trap waiting in the places we travel the most. You're sitting in an airport terminal or a hotel lobby. You want to check your bank balance, so you connect to the network named Free Airport Wi-Fi. What you do not realize is that the network isn't being broadcast by the airport. It is being broadcast by a laptop sitting in a duffel bag 2 rows away. This is called an evil twin or a honeypot network. Because you are routing all of your internet traffic through the criminal's device, they can intercept unencrypted data, capture your login credentials, and completely monitor your session. If you log into your digital wallet or type in a credit card number while connected to this network, the criminal captures every single keystroke. Public Wi-Fi is inherently dangerous. If you must check sensitive financial information or access your digital wallet while in public, turn off your Wi-Fi and use your cellular data. Cellular networks are significantly harder to intercept. If you absolutely must use public Wi-Fi, you must use a reputable virtual private network, or VPN, which encrypts your data and shields it from prying eyes on the network. Scam 10. Bluetooth fuel pump skimmers. Scam number 10 takes us to the gas station. We have all been warned to look for bulky plastic card skimmers attached to the outside of ATMs and fuel pumps. But the criminals have evolved. Today, highly organized theft rings are using universal keys to open the cabinet of the fuel pump itself. They install microscopic, Bluetooth-enabled skimming devices directly onto the internal circuitry of the card reader. From the outside, the pump looks completely normal and untouched. You insert or tap your card. The transaction goes through perfectly. But the internal skimmer captures your data and wirelessly broadcasts it via Bluetooth to a criminal sitting in a parked car across the street. They can collect thousands of card numbers a day without ever having to retrieve the physical device. They even use heat guns to carefully peel off and replace those red security tape seals that stations use to prove the pump hasn't been tampered with. The safest way to pay for fuel is to walk inside and pay the attendant. If you must pay at the pump, use the pump closest to the front door of the store, directly in the line of sight of the cashier. Criminals rarely target the pumps that are easily visible. Additionally, utilize a credit card rather than a debit card, as credit cards offer much stronger, legally mandated fraud protection and keep the criminals away from your actual checking account. Scam 11. The Zelle/Venmo accidental transfer. At number 11, we look at the apps we use to split dinner bills and pay our friends. Peer-to-peer payment apps like Zelle, Venmo, and Cash App are fantastic tools, but they lack the robust safety nets of traditional banking. You receive a sudden notification. A stranger has sent you $500. A minute later, you receive a panicked message from them. I am so sorry. I typed the wrong number. That was supposed to be for my rent. Can you please send it back? Being a compassionate, honest person, you initiate a transfer and send $500 back to them. You feel good about helping someone out. 3 days later, the original $500 disappears from your account. The scammer used a stolen credit card to send you the initial funds. When the real owner of that card reported the fraud, the bank reversed the transaction. But the $500 you sent back? You authorized that transfer from your own legitimate funds. The money is gone, and the payment apps will not refund you because you willingly pressed send. If a stranger accidentally sends you money, absolutely do not send it back yourself. Ignore their messages. Contact the customer support of the application you are using and instruct them to reverse the transaction. Let the platform handle the dispute. Protect your empathy, but protect your wallet first. Finally, at number 12, we have arrived at the bleeding edge of financial fraud. It is the most sophisticated and emotionally manipulative scam on this list: AI voice cloning. You receive a phone call from your bank's fraud department. The caller sounds professional. They state there is suspicious activity on your account. To secure it, they ask you to confirm your identity by repeating a specific phrase out loud. Or perhaps they just keep you talking for 30 seconds. They're not a bank. They are recording your voice. Using incredibly cheap and accessible artificial intelligence software, they feed that recording into a program that clones your voice with terrifying accuracy. They then use your cloned voice to call your actual bank, bypassing voice biometric security protocols. They authorize massive wire transfers, claiming to be you. In even more severe cases, they use this cloned voice to call your loved ones, faking a kidnapping or a severe medical emergency, begging for funds to be transferred to a digital wallet immediately. The panic it induces is profound. How to protect yourself? We must adapt to a world where we can no longer explicitly trust the voices we hear on the phone. If you receive a call from your bank, do not engage. Hang up and call the number on the back of your card. If a family member calls you with an absolute emergency demanding money, have a pre-established safe word that only your family knows. If the person on the phone cannot provide the safe word, you are speaking to a machine. We live in an era of unprecedented convenience. With a flick of our wrists and a tap of our screens, we can move wealth across the globe in seconds. But that frictionless environment is exactly what criminals are exploiting. They are relying on our distraction. They are relying on our polite nature. They are relying on our assumption that the systems we use are inherently safe. You work too hard for your money to let it be taken by a hidden device or a fraudulent text message. Please take these warnings to heart. Invest in that RFID blocking wallet. Secure your mobile phone PIN. Lock down your SIM card. And above all else, slow down. Take the extra 3 seconds to verify a screen, hang up a suspicious phone call, or look closely at a QR code. Your financial security is entirely in your hands. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and stay safe. Thank you for watching.